rotation is a very, very touchy subject, and various people have spoken about rotation. Tobias Mathai, for instance, the founder of Armway Technique, he writes in his book, The Visible and Invisible in Pianoforte Technique, he writes that rotation is always present in piano technique, because if you just lift your arms up and your hands are like this, and you have to rotate them just to play the piano. So he says that affects the musculature. So that's one thing. Then Dorothy Taubman discovered that rotation plays a crucial role in piano playing, and she was working with people who were severely injured, and she found that by allowing to learn even a simple scale with a rotation on each note. So if I'm going to the left, I rotate to the left. As the scale goes to the left, I will rotate to the left. If the scale goes to the right, I rotate to the right. And she achieved great results teaching her students to rotate on every single note. And she maintained that rotation, that such a rotation is always present when you play. So even if you did that, there's actually 5 little rotations and not just one rotation. So that's obviously wrong.
Love it.
Yeah. So why would she say that? I think there's a really important reason why she would say that. It's subjective experience. So all these pianists, they all said they passed their thumb under when they played scales. None of them did. Well, they were wrong too, but it was their subjective experience. Why would she have a subjective experience of rotating on every single note, which is obviously impossible? Because when you train somebody to rotate on every note, you have to have a good hand arch. You see, if I'm sitting here, I could be like that, but if I start rotating, I'm going to fall off. You know, I could sit here like this with my hand arch completely like screwed up, right? But if I start to rotate, it's very quickly becomes impossible. So if I rotate, then I'm forced to bring my hand to a really potent arch shape. Yeah. So every time she rotated, she brought her student's hand to a potent arch shape. Yeah? Now, what we've even said in scale playing, like this, it's not even the arch shape that's present, it's actually the arch generating function. Those contractions which here are holding the arch actually serve to move the key. So, to my mind, what's happening? She trains the person to rotate on every note. She's rotating on every note, and the arch is getting really good. Yeah, like that. So you're rotating, I don't even know how to do it, I never did it. And then they go to play something like this, and that wonderfully potent arch manifests in the playing of those 5 notes. And then she thinks that the rotation is there. Well, it's not the rotation that's there, it's one of the neurological or the neuromuscular results of the rotation, which is there. So that's why I think it's a valid pedagogical technique. But like, I get Taubman people coming to my institutes, and then they're trying to play rotating on every note because they're dogmatic about it. No, just use the results of the rotation, which is a didactic experience. It's therapeutic, it's remedial. And then you have a hand that can walk and stand, and so use it to do those things. And don't think that it's an example of what Moshe said. You know, we don't learn to walk by walking. We learn to walk by doing a bunch of stuff, which eventually leads to walking. Well, this rotation, that's one of those things that eventually leads to you playing the piano. So maybe there's a neuromotor image of a rotation in you somewhere, but that doesn't mean an actual rotation is happening. However, and now we get further into why it's so dangerous to talk about. I don't like the word dangerous, why it's so finicky and possibly misleading to talk about it. So now I'm going to talk about rotation in scales.